starring Lee Marvin.
Fire on the west side, fire on the south side, fires all over Chicago. The city was plagued with them. In 1 year, losses from fire were up $12 million. One factory blaze had spread, destroying a residential block, leaving 500 people homeless. And evidence indicated that several arson gangs were behind the burning.
Open the window, shut the window. Not too high, not too low. Is that wide enough to suit you?
Not enough draft. Open this one, too.
Haven't you soaked those rags enough?
Doing a job right is why I haven't been caught all these years. Good job means
Total damage, total loss, no evidence.
And nobody hurt. Don't forget that, Ben.
Will you stop making like the big brother? I'm sick of it. Now set the fuse and let's get out of here.
Easy now.
Now make it snappy. You're turning into an old woman. Come on! I just knocked over a box. What's the matter, Harry? You losing your nerve?
Fuse didn't act just right. Did you fix it like I said?
Yeah, I fixed it.
That month, I was working on an arson pattern. My name is Frank Ballinger, Detective Lieutenant M Squad, a special detail of the Chicago Police. We were cooperating with the National Board of Fire Underwriters to find whoever was deliberately setting a series of fires. Their arson bureau investigates every fire in the United States involving insurance. The arsonist is smart and highly anonymous. Mostly little guys, petty hoods or the small businessman front. The customers for whom they burn buildings seldom talk. Henry Sellers, one of the bureau's investigators, was waiting for me.
Our investigation shows that dress factory fire was arson, just like all the other fires.
And you're sure about your figures here on the south side, huh?
19 last week, all of incendiary origin.
What about the owner of the factory, this Mrs. Boroff? She put in a claim yet?
Screaming like a banshee for action. For the record, she increased her policy less than 2 months ago.
Well, did you run a credit check on her then?
Credit was good when she bought the insurance last year.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, Doctor. I'll let you know about the disposition of the body.
Is that the autopsy report?
Yeah. Watchman's skull was fractured before he burned to death.
Before?
Yeah.
Well, arsons don't usually kill.
Unless they're cornered. Well, it's your baby, Frank.
Yeah. Is there any way that you can tie Mrs. Boroff in with the fire?
Nothing so far, just suspicion. This is a professional torch job.
Any suspects?
Not a single lead.
Well, I guess we better start digging, huh? On the chance that O'Rourke, the dead watchman, might have noticed something wrong at the dress factory, I went to see his widow. If he talked to her and she remembered, we might have a lead.
He had to take that job at Mrs. Boroff's.
I understand, Mrs. O'Rourke. Just one more question. Did your husband mention anything unusual that might have happened at the dress factory in the past few months?
Unusual?
Yeah, well, you know, like people trying to break in or strangers hanging around.
No.
Did he have any enemies?
Tim was a good man, Lieutenant. Everybody liked him.
And he wasn't worried about losing his job?
No, but Mrs. Boroff did tell him that business was very bad.
Has she been to see you since the fire?
Not once, but the foreman came around. He said she blames Tim for being careless.
Oh, I don't think that's true at all.
What's to become of me? I don't want to be a charity case.
Well, you'll probably get compensation insurance.
Mrs. Boroff couldn't pay her premium last month. Her compensation policy expired. What am I going to do, Lieutenant? What am I going to do?
Try not to worry, Mrs. O'Rourke. And thank you for the help.
Well, sure, I'll be around, but a guy's got to be smart, don't he?
Ben.
Okay, Julie, baby. Okay. Let's say I'm on my way right now.
Ben, hang it up.
That's better. Now you sound like Ben's girl. I'll see you right away. Big brother's yelling for the phone. You're the best, baby.
Ben, get off that phone.
Best. Bye.
Why didn't you tell me about that night watchman?
I didn't even know there was one.
Well, I asked you to check. A man's burned to death. Now, do you realize what that means?
Terrible accident.
Accident. In all these years, nothing like this has ever happened to me.
You know what they say. When you play with matches.
You're making jokes. A man's dead. Are you sure you didn't see him?
You know, you're in a real sweat. Aren't you?
This is murder. Can't you get that through your head?
Forget it. You're just wearing down the enamel.
Ah, good. Is that all you have to say? What kind of a guy are you, anyway?
Just the little brother, Harry.
Well, I'm calling off the rest of the job.
What, and pass up all that money?
Can't figure it out. I can't figure it out.
What's the matter, Harry? You playing with scared money? You scared? You shouldn't have done that.
You should watch your tongue. This could be a murder rap. Now, we better pack up our things and get out of here.
You go alone. Okay. Type it like this. To the police. If you want the hottest fire maker in Chicago, talk to Lou Martin. Yeah. This ought to get Brother Harry shook up real good.
This is kooky. Why do you want to turn in your own brother?
They can't pin anything on either of them. Don't you see, baby? We played it real cool. No evidence. I just want to scare Harry. He scares. He runs.
I don't get it.
He runs. I take over. It's been on my mind a long, long time. Come on, keep typing.
Talk to Lou Martin.
Yeah. He's the go-between who sets the deals. Yeah, that ought to do it. Now sign it. A friend.
This is wild. What happens if Martin talks?
Baby, Martin's a pro. He wouldn't give the cops the right time. Sooner or later, they release him. He leads them straight to Harry. Man, that's all I need.
He leads them straight to you.
Oh, I couldn't care less. Harry will cover for his little baby brother to the bitter end.
An anonymous letter arrives at police headquarters by special delivery. And obviously, somebody doesn't like Lou Martin.
Who's he?
He's an ex-con. He's got a record a mile long.
That's a go-between, a man out front who makes the deals with the arsonist. We've asked Mrs. Baroff to come down. Let's see if his name means anything to her.
We've invited her down for a talk, and she is trying to locate her lawyer.
Would you have Mrs. Baroff come in, please? I'll see if we can catch her off guard. Mrs.
I'm
Baroff.
within my rights not to answer any questions until my attorney arrives. You've got to let me reach him.
Well, there's nothing to worry about, Mrs. Bora.
Well, what is it you want?
You've let your workman's compensation policy lapse.
I didn't mean to, but I had a bad season. I just forgot that policy. I'm sorry.
Well, you've already made a claim on the insurance.
Well, the insurance investigators aren't quite sure about that fire.
I'm not going to say any more till I see my lawyer.
You're quite right. And I'm sure that your lawyer will be very anxious to hear about Lou Martin, too. Doesn't that name mean anything to you? Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You don't want to answer any questions.
Is that somebody you arrested? What are you getting at?
Have you ever heard of a person turning state's evidence?
If Lou Martin's trying to blame me, I'd...
Do you want to help us?
It'd be all right if that old man hadn't died. All I wanted to do was avoid going bankrupt. You must believe that. You must.
Murph. But your way of doing business leaves a widow without a cent of insurance. Get her statement and then book her.
let's pick Martin up.
No, wait, he'll keep. He's just the go-between. Let's find out who he's working for.
All right, that's a good idea.
Can we keep Mrs. Boris' arrest out of the papers?
Well, I think so, for a day anyway.
Now, let's locate Martin, because I want to meet him as a client. Can you whip me up some good-looking insurance papers in about an hour?
I can whip you up some beautiful papers in about an hour.
Good. Because I'd like to burn down my $30,000 factory. Mrs. Boroff told us that Lou Martin hung out at a coffee bar called El Guitar. She cooperated and set up an appointment for me.
Bonsoir, dame, madame, fais dodo. Bonsoir, dame, madame, fais dodo. Bonsoir, dame, madame, fais dodo.
Hello. Table?
I'm looking for Lou Martin.
Lou's around here somewhere. Over there by himself.
Well, thank you.
Hi, honey.
The law just walked in. Ballinger. I had a run-in with him once before.
What's up?
Lou Martin. He said if anybody asked for him to send him over. So the cop asked and I sent him over.
Something's gone wrong. What does he want with the cop?
Maybe it's about your letter.
Couldn't be. They'd never meet him here. They'd have picked him up.
No sense in wasting any time. I'm sure our mutual friend told you what I wanted.
What you want depends on how much you've got.
Well, I heard the standard fee was $200.
It varies. Depends upon the size of your insurance policy. You got it with you? You've got a big factory. This is a $30,000 policy. It'll cost you 5%.
5%? That's $1,500. That's pretty rough.
So is bankruptcy.
Yeah, I want to avoid that. It's got to be a big fire, total loss. Can you guarantee that?
Who said anything about a fire?
Don't look over that way. If he's talking about me and Harry, talking with that cop, he's got to be selling us out. Otherwise, he wouldn't come on so nervous. I never figured he'd squeal.
How do you know he's selling you out?
Why would he bring that cop here? Nobody can sell me. Nobody.
Take it easy, baby. Take it easy.
If that cop knows about me, he's got to be stopped. Now, before he spreads the word.
Stop talking about fires. I don't know from fires.
Why do you think I came here? What'd I show you the policy for?
I make quick loans. Maybe I can fix you up fast. Can you prove you talked to me about anything else?
What are you afraid of? Why can't we talk?
We have. You can't prove you talked to me about anything. Who did you send over to my table?
He asked for you. He said to send a man who'd ask.
Is he a cop?
I don't know.
You kept watching my table.
I was just curious to see who the new customer was. That's all.
What did you do? Change signals on the plan?
What do you mean?
I couldn't place you at first, but we've met, haven't we?
Oh, have we?
Look, don't get cagey with me, honey, or I'll run you downtown and pull out your record. Why did Martin keep looking over at you?
Why not? And he didn't give me any signals.
I went over Lou Martin's record at police headquarters, but there was no lead among the men he'd worked with in the past. Although we thought that he tried to kill me with a firebomb, we put him under surveillance instead of pulling him in. I went back to M Squad.
There are no excuses. You shouldn't be here. You always phoned.
Quit stalling, Harry. I've come for some money, then I leave town.
I can't figure out how the cops found out you were a go-between.
They knew in advance, so they never would have used Mrs. Boroff to set up that meeting last night.
Suddenly everything goes wrong.
The money, Harry.
There's nothing here to incriminate me.
I told you. I got rid of everything.
Harry Blacker?
No, I'm his brother. Harry's in the office. You want him?
Yeah, haven't I seen you someplace before?
Could be. I'm around.
Your brother.
Are you a cop?
Does that make a difference?
No.
Your brother.
Harry? Man to see you.
Yes, Ben? Oh, can I help you? Oh, is there some trouble?
Oh, no trouble, just a few questions. You know a man by the name of Lou Martin?
No, I don't.
Then he's not a friend of yours.
Well, I've never heard the name.
This job is done, Harry.
What are you doing with this, Ben? This belongs in the file.
You sure you don't know Lou Martin?
I told you no.
He was seen coming in here just a little while ago.
Well, I've only had 2 customers this afternoon. One was Fred Kingston, the other one was Sam Walter. Nobody else. Well, I've been alone here, except for them, and Ben just came in.
I suppose you've never seen this before.
No.
Okay, get your coat. We'll go downtown and talk about it.
What for? He's done nothing. What's this all about?
Suspicion of arson.
My brother. You're out of your mind.
Come on, let's go.
Wait, I'll come with you.
No, Ben. Close up the store.
Do as he said.
Hey, this is a frame. I'll get a lawyer. Don't say anything until he gets there. It's a big mistake.
Well, that firebomb was found in your store. It's the same type arsonist used to start fires with. Now, either you or your brother put it there.
My brother never had it, and I never saw that thing before.
Bomb has a fine mechanism. Can be set to go off in half an hour when you're miles away, or instantly.
Well, I wouldn't know about that.
We got a case against Lou Martin for arson. We're picking him up. And we know that he was in your store today.
So you say. Maybe he put that thing in there. But don't blame it on me or my brother, because I never saw that thing before.
Then why does it make you so nervous?
You know what it is.
Every time I thought about the watchman's widow, I swore I'd crack this case somehow. But Blacker wasn't going to be easy to crack. Then his protests about his brother's innocence got to me. He was protesting too much. It made me think. I remembered something and decided to look a little deeper.
La chanson des framboises, la chanson des bonnes nuits. La 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 la. Raspberries, strawberries, good wines that we brew. Here's to the girls in the countryside, the ones we drink them to too.
Will you just sit still and listen to me? I've got things to tell you.
Honey, I gotta finish this letter for the boss. He wants to go out tonight.
You don't get what I'm saying. I'm on my own now. I'm running things. Harry is out of it. You and me are gonna live it up big now, baby.
Yeah? When I see some of the money, I'll believe you.
You'll see plenty. I just made my first deal. Nobody helped me. I get $500 for the fur warehouse at Wabash and Keller tonight.
Ben, get out. The back way.
Where's Ben?
Who?
Let's not start that routine. He was sitting at this table with you last night.
Oh, that kid. Comes and goes.
Where do I find him?
Well, I don't know. Here, try some of the places on the back of this menu. My boss owns them.
Let's not play games, Julie. You've been in trouble before. This time it's real trouble. You know about murder.
Look, I don't want any trouble. If I could help you, I would. But I don't know any more about Ben than the rest of the kids that hang out here.
You know if he hangs out in any of these places on the back of the menu?
Oh, you mentioned the pink hat. Says he likes the combo there.
I have a letter here, and I think I can prove it's typed on the same machine that typed this menu. You should have had the M in Martin fixed.
What are you talking about?
Get your coat. You can tell us downtown why you tipped off the police about Lou Martin.
I didn't.
Get your coat.
Lieutenant, look, I don't know anything about murder. That note, I just wrote it like for a gag.
Ben Blacker?
Yeah.
Where do I find him?
I'm not mixed up in any arson.
You're in
I'm not.
deep enough. Now, where do I find him?
Will you give me a break?
Let's go.
Wait. He went to the fur warehouse at Wabash and Keller.
To burn it?
I don't know.
By the time I'd alerted the fire department and turned Julie over to a squad car team, I'd lost 5 minutes. I knew of only one fur warehouse on Wabash, and I headed for it.
We got here as fast as we could, Frank. Where is he?
I don't know. I want to take a look upstairs. Why don't you look up at the north end?
Right.
Ben. I mean it. Now put that can down, put your hands above your head and turn around slow.
You won't shoot. If you do, we both go up. You can't smell the fumes, but one shot in this room will be a furnace.
Put that bomb down, Ben.
When I get to the door, I'll put it down just for you.
Don't be a fool, Ben. There's police all over the place.
Let them stop me. You can't.
What kind of a man are you? Selling out your own brother.
Who sold out? I just wanted to make him run. Get out of town. He was going soft. The fuse is blown.
When Julie and Mrs. Baroff turned state's evidence, a Chicago jury sent Ben Blacker away for life on a second-degree murder conviction. The owner of the fur warehouse joined Harry Blacker and Lou Martin for 10 years in prison. Mrs. Baroff got 5. We broke 3 other arson rings, but we watch for arson every day. No city is free of it as long as some people are willing to do business with the fire makers.